Okay, guys. At some point, I'm going to do some videos to responses from previous videos. But one kind of struck me, and it was something he said at the very beginning, or at the very end. I'm sorry. And it says, "Finally," and as I say this, I'm diving for cover. Sort out your lunatic gun culture and put some limits on the political lobbying power of the bloody NRA. Um, now, there's some other things in his comment that I will, like I said, I'm going to at some point do comment videos. But that last sentence just kind of got me. I know around the world people see our gun culture as being lunatic. The first video on this channel 5 years ago was about guns. And it seems like around the world we're viewed badly because of it. Now, I'm not going to go totally into the gun culture. I'm just going to scratch the surface of it. And maybe later on I'll do an entire video on it. But when I seen our lunatic gun culture, some things inside me stirred. And maybe that's my American coming out. Yeah, a lot of people doesn't see that as a good thing. And I'm not really sure why. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. One of my piercers showed up, and he was on the phone. Just running his mouth. I wish I had left the camera on, because he'd seen the camera and he'd come bounding over wanting to be on. It was kind of funny. But I knew if he tried it again, it wouldn't come across the same way. It was cute. But anyway, we're talking about the gun culture in America. And I don't get the world's aversion to us liking our guns. Maybe it's because I'm wrapped up in the middle of it, so I don't see the bad. When I look at countries like the UK, where they've gotten rid of guns, I couldn't imagine it. And what are they doing now over there? I've never been over there, but from what I've read, and even some of the music, I listened to this white rapper from over there, and he's got a couple songs about your knife culture, and that just proves the point. Really, it's not the weapon, it's the person behind it. You take away the guns and we're going to use knives. Take away the knives, we're going to use fucking clubs. Take away the clubs, we're going to use fucking spoons. The weapon isn't the problem. It's the person behind the weapon. Blaming the gun is like blaming the fork for a fat person. The fork did it. It shoveled all that food in there. It's the same mentality. I just don't understand it. When I was younger, I don't do it so much now just because of the prices of ammo and, I've got other responsibilities. But I used to go out every weekend shooting. There's nothing like busting off, a few hundred rounds to relax a person, get that aggression out. I told you, I don't know if I've told the story before or not, but a friend of mine is a cop, And, we used to do drills so he could practice. I've taught people gun safety, taking people out their first time, showing them the ropes. Used to go hunting every weekend. You can't hunt in Ohio. You can't hunt on Sundays. So, we'd go out hunting on Saturday, and Sunday we'd go shooting. And even when I stopped shooting all the time, we still went out hunting. I just stopped hunting when I opened up the shop. It's really killed it. Just because deer season coincides with my broke season. I have the time to take off, but I don't have the money to take off. So I don't get to hunt. But I used to go out hunting. Rain, snow, sleet, hail, didn't matter. The animals don't take a day off, because the weather's bad. So, I would go out. There's a lot of fun with it. Being able to protect yourself. That's another one. And being able to protect the country. You don't hear about America getting invaded. Why? Like the movie Red Dawn. That shit's not gonna happen. You're gonna come and invade a country where every Tom, Dick, and Harry has fucking guns. Just people I know. There was Shotgun and Ralph. They were old people. Ralph was old. Shotgun was his son, but he was twice our age growing up. And they were the type that you could go over there with a CD and come out with something else. They were traders. They loved to trade shit, Go in with one thing, come out with 2 or 3 other things. But they had, one time they killed a dog. The old man was scared of dogs, and this dog came up and they shot it. And, we won't go into that part of it. But the cops showed up, and they were there for fucking hours. And the cop finally looked at him, and it was like, you got enough guns and ammo to hold us off for months. He goes, I know. They had shit hidden up in the rafters, underneath the insulation. I bet you there's still weapons in that house. I bet you when the old man was leaving, because Shotgun died, the son, and Ralph was just so old he couldn't stay there by himself. I bet you when he left, he couldn't remember half of the shit he had stashed. His house was a little overboard. He'd want you to bring your kids over, but I wouldn't bring my kids, because you could reach down in the couch cushions and pull out a fucking gun. You could sit on the toilet and there'd be 3 guns around you. That's the extreme end of it. But just himself, I guarantee you he could have armed 50 people easily. That's just one person. I know quite a few people. Well, just the neighbors around me, around my house. I know one guy collects guns. The guy across the street from him has 4 or 5. The guy next door has a couple. The guy across the street has 3 or 4. I've got a couple. My roommate's got a couple. Just my house, there's 5 or 6 guns. And at least with mine, ammo to go with them. If you was to invade my neighborhood, we could hold you off. Are you really going to invade a country where every Tom, Dick, and Harry is armed? Fuck. Now we can shoot a motherfucker legally? You know, these guys are invading our country. Hell yeah, we're gonna fucking shoot them. You know, a lot of these people would love the opportunity, just because they could shoot a motherfucker and get away with it, if nothing else. You know, so yeah, there's come invade us. You know, now, granted, nobody's gonna come invade us, but if they were, that would be one hell of a fight. Um, because you don't know which house has 20 and which house only has 2, or which house has none. You know, you don't know. You're going to have to go in there and kill the whole fucking neighborhood because you don't know. Um, so I think that's an important thing. You know, our country, that's how we want our freedom. You know, we have the fucking weapons and we're willing to use them. And that mentality is still in us. You know, I couldn't see another country coming over here and taking over. You know, they would have to have a real good game plan or a really huge benefits package. Um, that offers some security. And I know I'm going to get the people who, oh, but kids can get a hold of them and shoot themselves. And, you know, what about the accidents? And to that I say irrelevant. For one, if you're going to have guns in your house, you should know how to safely handle them. Growing up, now my great-grandparents, there wasn't a gun in the house. Not that I'm aware of. But later on, you know, when I came to live with my mom, you know, there was weapons in the house. And my stepdad got them out. And anytime I wanted to see them, he'd pull them out. That way there wasn't the curiosity factor. You know, why would I go and sneak in and try to play with them when they were gone? Why? I can see them anytime I want. You know, I can clean them anytime I want. I can, you know, and like when I used to go shooting all the time, my son at a very young age, I don't remember how old he was, but he was young. I don't think he was in school yet. He could break my pistol apart and put it back together. Because every weekend, I'd go out shooting, and when I'd come back, the first thing I did was clean them all. And of course he sat there and, you know, watched and then, you know, asked questions and I showed him shit and, you know, so if you're brought up with it, my kids never got into my shit. You know, my son had a BB gun at a very young age. As long as they didn't do nothing stupid. Now, they did do something stupid. One of them, and I still to this day don't know which one. I don't know if it was my daughter or my son, but one of them shot my big screen TV with a BB gun. I don't know if it was done on purpose. I don't think it was done on purpose. But there was a crack in the TV, you know, in the screen. There was this little spot, and you know, they knew they were done. As soon as I walked in, they knew I was going to kill them. I mean, I was pissed, but it was TV. You know, they didn't put each other's eye out. It could have happened, but yeah, I was more pissed that an accident had happened than anything. They should have known, but that's why they call them accidents and not on purposes, I guess. So, but anyway, it was a BB gun. The real guns they don't fuck with. They knew the difference. Yeah, my son, anytime he wanted to see the guns, it was not an issue. You want to see them? All right. And when it came to the real ones, he had more of a respect, I think, than some adults do. So, a household where kids get shot or something like that, um, that's somebody's stupidity. Um, you hear about the person that was trying to clean his guns and it shot off. That's a fucking idiot. You treat every gun as if it's loaded, even if you know it's not loaded. That's rule number one. So, how did it go off? But, you can't live in fear of that happening. I could say the same thing about an automobile. Fuck, a bar of soap in the bathtub can kill you. Should you outlaw soap? Because you may step on it and slip and fall and bust your head. So let's outlaw it. No. You got to have some common sense. Should stupid people be banned from them? Well, probably. But then again, certain people don't need to be around Twinkies because they're going to end up being 400 pounds. Does that mean we outlaw Twinkies? No. So I don't see the argument there. Can they cause damage? Yes. But again, it goes back to my original statement. It's not the weapon, it's the person behind the weapon. And that's the end of the story. If I want to kill somebody, I'm going to kill them whether or not I've got a gun, whether or not I've got a knife, a piece of fucking rope, the list goes on and on. If I want you dead, nothing's going to stop me from killing you. It's just that simple. It's not the weapon that needs to have something done. It's the person behind it. I see more benefit than problem. That's just the way I see it. We had places where in America, where they've legalized people carrying them concealed. And the first thing you heard was, oh, crime's going to go up, crime's going to go up. There are going to be shootings in the streets, it's going to be like the Wild West. What happened? Crime went down. You're going to try to rob somebody that may have a gun on them, you're going to think twice. I think it prevents more than it causes. But by all means, if you have a different opinion, let me know. I doubt it's going to change my mind to the point where I think all guns should be banned, but maybe you got a point. Now, as far as his comments about the NRA and the lobbying, we really need it, because if not, the anti-gun people would win. Every time there's a shooting or something happens, we get the anti-gun nuts. We need to ban them. They have enough laws on the books right now to get rid of criminals. If that was what the real issue was about. If they wanted to stop the crime, gun crime, from, being committed by criminals, they could do it. There is enough laws on the books as it stands to fill our prisons. They don't want that. They don't enforce the laws they already have on the books. So why do you need more laws? My theory on it is, if we can ban the guns and we can take the guns away from the people, they are meek. They will do what we say. If only the government has the guns, then they can come in and say, you're going to do this or else. And we can't fight back. That's the reason every time there's a shooting, they want more gun laws. It's not for fucking safety's sake. It's to be able to control us easier. Right now, they can't do really stupid shit because we could rise up and take them out. It's in our Constitution, Most of us are too weak to do it. But, it's been done before. And I could see it happening again. If they come out with something really stupid, we could rise up and take them out of power. But if they ban all the guns, it would be twice as hard to do that. So that's why they want more gun laws. It isn't for our fucking safety. They could care less about our fucking safety. It's about control. And that's my thought on it. So I kind of like the NRA going in there and fighting for us. I see them as a good thing. Everything they do good? No. But without organizations like that, these anti-gun nuts would have us, like the UK, unarmed. And if your government in the UK decides to do something, what are you going to do? Come out with some knives? Come out with some baseball bats? We're going to mow you down. I don't know. It's a thought. I own a cash business. That close. That close to me at all times. You see, within reach, I have one. And when I leave here with a pocket full of money, you better believe this is on me. You're not going to... What am I going to do if you come and rob me? Blow a whistle and fucking hope the cop comes and finds you and gives me my money back? Fuck no. A lot of businesses where we first opened up, there's a whole strip mall. And there was a nail salon in there. And I don't know if they were Buddhists or what they were. They had little statues when you walked in. They had little plates, and they would put fruit and vegetables on there, kind of like as a feeding their god, I guess. But they would not get a gun. And at least every other week they got robbed. Sometimes they got robbed once a week. Now, when I took over, when Bootleg was first started, I didn't own it. When Bootleg Columbus, which is our second shop, was started, I didn't own it. I worked there. I was an apprentice. But the original owner, he was a biker, and there was guns set everywhere. You could walk in, and there was one in the lobby. It was behind the counter. It just sat there. It was a shotgun, just sitting there. So you knew we were armed. Now, when I took over the place, I got rid of all the guns from plain sight. Mainly because I didn't want somebody breaking in just to steal a bunch of fucking guns from us. But they tried to rob me one time. Now, before that, a lot of the neighborhood thugs would try staring me down and trying to intimidate me. But they tried to rob me, and I dumped a clip into this guy's car. And after that, boy, it was, "Hello, Mr. Fisher." Yeah, it got the point out real fucking quick. Okay, these batteries are not lasting. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I have a setting on here that's eating up the batteries or what, but I've never had this much problem with batteries. And these ones aren't that old. They haven't been recharged that many times. I shouldn't be having this problem. But okay, anyway. Yeah, they tried to rob me, and I dumped a clip into the guy's car, and I never had them try to rob me again. Um, Word got through the neighborhood, he will fucking take your life. So leave him alone. So I get to keep my money. The nail salon, they can't get insurance. They, you know, it's just, they're giving away free fucking money. Um, I had a couple doors down was this black female barbershop or beauty salon or whatever you want to call it. There was one woman there, big woman. I mean, had big old titties, just huge, big Aunt Jemima looking bitch, just big. And she used to call me and have me walk her out to her car. And I thought it was hilarious. I told her one day, I said, listen, if something happens, I'm going to be hiding behind you, right? You're fucking 4 times my size. Why do you call me? And she says, because the neighborhood thinks you're fucking crazy. And if you're with me, they're not going to fuck with me. Okay, because I would walk her out to her car, she would get in her car, she would start it, and then she would start pulling wads of money out of her titties. And these were big old titties, so, they held lots of sweaty money. But I just couldn't grasp, why is she calling me? And after I thought about it, it made sense. The neighborhood knows I will shoot them. So they're not even going to try me. That's what the gun does. So, alright. I wanted to let some people see a side of our lunatic gun culture. I want to just see my point of view on it. I'm not going to say America's point of view because everybody's different. I've met Americans that think guns are the worst thing around, but it's what made our country. That and booze and hemp and a lot of other things that we've banned. But yeah, it's what, the Second Amendment? It was that important to us. It's the fucking second thing on the list. It's important to us. If you look at it historically, it's what made us. I don't see it being crazy. Now, there are some gun nuts. There's some motherfuckers that scare me. But I would rather put up with a few of those than dealing without it. I'd like to hear some people from the UK. Especially in a video response. I would love to hear your point of view on it. Is that rapper wrong about, talking about the knife culture, how kids are getting fucking stabbed for a pair of tennis shoes? Is that totally off the mark? Or is there some truth to that? So, yeah, I would love a response, especially from somebody from the UK. But I'll take responses from all of you. I'd like to hear your point of view. I'd even like to hear from some Americans that are against the guns. I'd like to hear why you think it's bad. And maybe we can have a back and forth. Alright? Peace.